This is a video response regarding Terence Mckenna. I am really liking his stuff. And who is this guy? Um, Go do some research on who he is. He's, a guy that was exploring drugs and LSD and marijuana. And the guy has unfolded a completely different awareness. He created this new age mentality that, frankly, religion is totally against. Religion thinks that New Age is the biggest evil on the planet. And if you kind of look at this guy's experiences, he has an awful lot of education in a lot of different fields. So when he's taking this LSD, he has a lot of awareness, a lot of more information he takes with him when he goes down an LSD trip. If we are lacking information and we're lacking, it's going to be hard to use those drugs and get a proper perspective. Kind of look back at our history in the 60s, just about everybody was on drugs. It was like, I grew up in the 60s. Can't say it was a bad thing, but look at the way our world is. A lot of hippies who were doing a lot of drugs ended up turning into yuppies, really wealthy people. So, um, the motivation and what it is that you want to understand your world at is how you're going to be influenced by the drugs you take. This guy was um, more looking at what is the human condition, and what is it we need to learn, and what are the things that are wrong. And through his drug experiences, he got a totally different picture than what most of us do have. So while we want to look at, yeah, he took the road towards learning more awareness through drugs, you got to take into the mathematical equation there that an awful lot of people took the same drugs as he did, and the majority got it wrong where the minority got it right. So yeah, I think this guy is a genius, and I don't necessarily think New Age is a bad thing. Religious people believe that, but um, New Age is just a freaking title on something, and we hate titles because that labels you and puts you into a box. And I don't really understand this mentality that people say New Age is a bad thing, because what is it? What is New Age and what's bad about New Age? Like, I just really don't get it. And from the majority of people that are against it, it's religion. So the only thing that I can see is it's a different belief. There's something within New Age that isn't in agreement with the belief systems of whatever religion. But let's face it, you know, religion is what's keeping us apart, and it is all based on beliefs. It's, believe in this and you'll get to God, or else you'll go into hell. What a stronger motivation for you to follow a belief system than to know that your life is either going to be good or bad based on what is inside a book. New Age, I guess, kind of goes against all Bibles, and kind of, this Terrence, one of the better videos that I like is the recognition that culture and our belief systems are destroying us. And I don't see what's wrong with that. If every single thing about our reality is based on our belief systems, and our belief systems are all created by our religions, our churches, our school books, our genealogy. I mean, there's so much scientific evidence that proves that who you are, everything that you believe in, is going to be based on everything that you experience. You didn't create your own belief system. Somebody manipulated you to believe what you believe. It's your survival instincts that create your beliefs. Like, something scares the shit out of you, whatever saved you from, you know, the death or destruction of what you think you're fighting over, whatever belief you believe that kept you safe there is the belief system that you're going to create for the rest of your life, until you start realizing that, oh, it just kept me safe that one time, but it's not exactly healthy if I do that same action all the time. It's not necessary. for me to have that belief system in all aspects of my life. It just worked at that time, but things are different. The future is always going to be different, but we will perceive everything to be the same. And we will base all of our decisions, all of our survival instincts, all of our life rules will be based on past experiences. Think of that, everything is the same. Um, so we do need to jump out of our cultural beliefs. Wherever we got our belief systems, we do need to change. And although this guy is saying, really into drugs and finding our big awareness from drugs, I'd really, really question it and just sort of highlight statistically a lot of people did a lot of drugs, and that was back in the 60s. So everybody in the 60s are now adults, and the way they lived their lives based on their drug experiences have basically destroyed our planet even more. So statistically, drugs will not necessarily awaken you to the truth. Statistically, you're going to be guided down a more wrong path than a right path, because he's only one guy that took drugs. And there are several that are coming up with genius shit, like the webbot that was all created by taking LSD. There you will get, you know some genius, but if it happens to you, you will think that you're a genius. It's when the rest of the world agrees with you that you end up finding whether that is genius. And there's a good chance that if it's an easy, lazy, bad road, we'll all follow that bad road. So you might even be fooled into believing your way is right just because you can manipulate the majority to think that your way of thinking is right. But I'd be leery about taking drugs. um, you have to have a mix of a lot of knowledge so that when you do have the experience, that you're actually going to develop something that is actually truth, that is actually beneficial for the planet. And I do agree with a lot of things this Terence guy says. I do agree. I think he's a friggin' genius. But if he's guiding people into taking drugs, then that's one thing that I'd be totally against. He's not taking into perspective the math that's involved and see how many people did take drugs and what path that led us down to. The potential to go down a wrong direction through drugs is a lot higher statistically by his own experiences. So there's my little piece on that guy. Um, Learn a different way. Experiment if you have to, but just constantly be aware of what it is that you're doing and seeing the results. If something actually works, then it works. It's not a struggle. It should make you feel good. It should improve your health. I mean, look at the end picture of what it is you want. Do you want a happy community? Do you want good health? Good food to eat, everybody enjoying their life. I mean, basically, what does world peace sound like to you? What does everybody get out of an experience of world peace? And you got to understand, if we're changing our world, then everybody in the world needs to live by the same rules that you are creating. So what's good for you should be good for everybody. So it's like finding, what is that root answer? What is something that makes everybody happy? What makes you happy? Would what makes you happy make everybody else happy? I kind of think that world peace, the way everybody experiences peace and love in their life, is different for everybody, and we should be accepting and loving of everybody's ways of feeling peace and love, as long as it's not doing harm to anybody else. Just my thoughts. Peace out.